Show with Kimberly and Linda and Elma. Woo! All right. But you know what?
What?
I forgot something, Kimberly.
You got to sign.
I know, but you know what? That's okay. What we're going to do tonight is something different. Kimberly is going to fashion for us first.
Oh my God.
Yes, let's see Kimberly fashion first for us, and then we will move on.
I was in church. I said, Carlos, this is my song. I sent him a message on Instagram. I gotta come out on this. This wasn't God.
That ain't no church song, I know.
Carlos know how to find my music.
I like that, Kimberly. What do you have on?
Okay, I have on my pinstripe, I guess, wide stripe blazer, my graffiti shoes. It's graffiti. I think it says I love you or more or something.
This is our fashion dance by Kimberly.
And I decided to couple it with my Anaheim Mark Rubik's Cube bag. Give it a little splash of
I
color.
like that. She is
It's
such.
my jacket. Yeah, I think I got this from Nanny Did, I think. And then I just put on my pants, do a little black and white. I think this is Puffy or somebody. Who is this? Support tech. He did it. And in some versions of it out here, they'll say it's God's business or this is God's work or something like that. Is that right, Carlos? See, if y'all was on the Talk of Life talk show page on Instagram, y'all hear all this music. Y'all didn't know what I posted over there.
Well, we always enjoy fashion by Kimberly. She always dressed so beautiful.
And see, my team not even following me on Instagram.
And
They don't even know what I be
blessed.
posting.
I gotta learn how to do Instagram.
Look, they don't
really.
even know what I'm posting. What I be playing some everything.
Oh Lord, they don't tell us. So we probably do need to check out that because Kimberly is so blessed. She is too blessed to be stressed. So on communication chat tonight with Elma, Kimberly, and myself, we're going to be talking a little bit about different little things that's going on. I said Linda, didn't I? Oh, well, that's
Elma, Kimberly,
and me again, didn't I? That's okay because AARP always kick in when we on this show. Okay, so you're right. This is Linda, y'all, in the red. But we're going to be doing communication chat, okay? And I'm going to start off with, I love to hear this segment that they do on a Steve Harvey show. One of them was so funny. Where they asked, would you rather be something? It was so cute how they do those things. But anyway, I always ask the question in my workshops. I ask these questions. They have to choose something, okay? Would they rather be like this or they rather be like that? I'll read while we laughing. Carlos scared one of our people in the audience. Carlos scared one of our people in the audience. So that's the reason why she was finna fight, boy. I tell you, we had so much fun on this show. I tell you, one of our producers almost got beat up a few minutes ago. So, oh boy, would you rather be a Carlos or would you rather be somebody?
Be alive or dead.
But anyway, I always ask in my workshop, would you choose something, okay? So I'm going to ask these two ladies tonight for an icebreaker as well. Would you choose to be an elevator or escalator? Which one do you think you are most alike? The elevator or escalator? Which one would you choose?
Why can't you choose both? Both of them go up and both of them go down.
That's the reason why I'm asking. Which one would you rather be?
I would choose the escalator
Why?
Because if you need to run, you can run.
Yes.
You inside
Yes.
there with something crazy, you can't run.
You can't run.
So I would choose the escalator.
Me too.
Think, run, Forrest, run. I get the helicopter, escalator. You know, you can slide down on the side, jump on there and just slide.
Damn, okay. So Kim, you going with her too?
Yeah, I would say escalator because it's freedom.
Yeah.
You have the freedom to move freely as you will. Elevator, you just you're trapped in somebody in a box.
You
You're
might
more in a
get
box.
stuck.
Okay.
I got stuck on the elevator once at the Tarrant County Jail.
Oh, not the jail.
Yes, jail.
Oh, wow.
That's a scary feeling.
That's a scary thing. Carlos, what would you rather be, escalator or elevator? Which one?
He say neither. Carlos like neither.
Yeah.
Both of them start with E.
Probably elevator.
You want the elevator?
Probably.
Okay, why would you say elevator?
Cause it just take me back to a time when I used to work on them all the time.
Oh, okay.
And people
so-
would get stuck in them. I had to go up there and get them out and stuff like that. I don't know.
Okay, we need to call him next time the elevator stop over there.
Call Carlos.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll pick you up or what.
Now, you know Carlos don't pick up people. He just look at them.
He just look at you.
He just look at you, so-
Carlos.
Down there.
Yeah, he probably, now an escalator wouldn't be good because he'll let y'all roll on down there. Y'all would just be going boom, to boom, to boom, to boom, to boom, on that. You know, so I would want to be on the escalator with Carlos. He might let me trip and fall. Okay. Now, what do you all think about this? This is communication chat tonight.
Okay.
A woman stuck with $3,100 bill. Oh, that's $3,100, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dinner bill after her blind date refused to pay for the 23 family members she brought along. Would you be upset about that? Or would you pay it? Or did you expect him to pay it? Or did he know he was going to be able to pay that? Or what? What do you all think about that? That is a big bill, $3,100.
So they had already eaten and he left her with the bill.
That's what it sounds like. But he wasn't going to pay it. So I guess he left her.
Wait.
It says that her blind date refused to pay for the 23. Why would she invite 23 family members to a blind date?
Cover her.
To cover her, she could have had
In case
two.
anything happened, I guess.
But they don't take but two. Really one, because way these people fighting nowadays.
But my question is, you see these 23 people coming. Did she explain that these are my relatives? You know, and they joining us. Was he under the impression that, okay, we're on a blind date, we're just our first time meeting each other.
Mhm.
And I just brought my family, you know, thinking that they was gonna pay for themselves, you know, for their food and stuff. He might have thought that way. Because there's no way that he's gonna sit there and, I don't think he should sit there and say, okay, I can handle this. No. The question is, this is a blind date. How do they expect to pay for their food? Now, I can pay for your food and my food, but no.
So how would you handle that? What if you was out on a blind date and that happened to you?
That's the point. I'm blind. We out of here.
Thank you.
You be like,
You
what
can't see the bill,
You
huh?
can't see the bill. We out of here.
It's called a Stevie Wonder.
You know,
Yeah.
but
That's not right.
But that's not right. I mean, for her to think that he's supposed to cover 23 family members without letting him know, because it sounds like reading this here that he did not know that he was supposed to be responsible for paying.
Even if he knew, she should have never assumed that.
No.
If he told her, bring as many people as you want,
That's different.
that's different.
Right.
But it sounds like he wasn't anticipating her. Even if it's a blind date, y'all are welcome to come, but I'm not feeding anybody.
Right.
Just because I think we're taking it too far when everybody talks about, if a man is this, if a man is that. No, Keith would have said, hell no.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have done it. And
so
that's what I
you would
love
have been
about
stuck
him.
with the bill.
Well, I never would have brought 23
Thank
people.
you. There you go.
No, man, I wouldn't have brought 3.
To me,
That's
that's being very invasive. You invading my territory, and I'm supposed to meeting this one lady or this man the first time. How in the hell am I gonna bring 23 people
On a blind date.
date? And it probably was a nice restaurant. Y'all asses better get in there and bust some suds because I am not gonna pay that bill.
And I don't think you should, without asking. I mean, especially on a blind date. You don't know how this person is. You don't know if this person have money, probably.
Exactly.
I mean, you're going to invite 23 people to a blind date and then eat. And it sounded like it wasn't no McDonald's. So
But sometimes people go in and just eat the most expensive thing on the menu anyway because a lot of times somebody else is paying for it, so they don't really care.
I told you better go in there and bust some suds.
And even if he made... Even if he
But is it right for her to think that he's supposed to pay for that for the 23 family members?
No, you shouldn't think that at all.
You shouldn't.
Man,
I think she was taking
unless
advantage of him.
It was something that was discussed. She may have said, I'm gonna bring a few friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Either way, I think we're just taking a lot of things for granted and out of this chivalry stuff where people feel like, oh, you should pay for this. Oh, you should pay for that.
Because you the man. Could it be that? Because you're the man?
I think they're abusing that. I think Sebastian had went out to lunch with someone. He didn't ask them out. They asked him to go out.
Right.
The young lady asked him to go out. He said, okay, we'll meet up at... Wasn't a date. And she said, oh, I'm going to go... Oh, I forgot. At the end, I forgot my wallet. I'm going to go get it. So Sebastian didn't think nothing of it.
Wait a minute. So did she leave him there?
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't come back?
Who?
So he ended up had to pay for his own
And hers.
and hers. She said she left her billfold in the car, and she never did come back.
The lady?
The young lady.
Sebastian, that she offered him to go out.
Because they were
to eat.
just friends. They're just friends. They're not dating nothing.
Right. But she
So
offered
she said,
him
Sebastian,
to go
let's
out.
go. Well, either way, however you meet,
Uh-huh.
it was established. He said, Mom, she said, let's go eat at, I think it's that grill place where they cook in front. Is it Genghis Grill?
Yeah.
What is that called?
Genghis Grill or something like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, he said, well, Mom, she kept talking about not working and unemployment, but that didn't mean she didn't have any money. And then she said, well, I forgot my wallet. Let me go get it. And he said, Mom, she didn't come back.
How did he feel?
I said, well, Sebastian said, well, Mom, I didn't mind. I just wanted to pay for it. I said, well, now you have to decide if that's the kind of woman you want to raise your children. Always take everything back. How do you want your children raised? He said, I didn't say anything to her when he saw her in school, but she knew Sebastian would do it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Sebastian, you need to tell your people, your friends, that you ain't got no money. That just keep house, keep car, keep water, keep lights, keep phone.
Keep money.
That's all I'm saying. So they assume because you live here or you drove,
Right.
whether it's the Jag or the Mini Cooper or the Veloster, that you got somebody, you telling them, nah, in a few months you're going to be out the house. You're going to be homeless.
Yeah, but people do that.
But people assume so much. They say, oh, I can get them. And it just happens so much. And I think when a man says no, then he becomes a bad guy.
Yeah.
He becomes a bad guy because he says, no, there's a limit and we're going to stop.
Right.
Because maybe I can see women taking advantage of them too back there, especially Manuel. Because Manuel just be smiling. Okay. You don't really say much.
But when you go talking money, it's a different thing.
He's out to dinner and he'll date this. And Stephen's the same way. They just assume they're just supposed to do it. And they're not going to say anything. Rubbish. No.
But I think it's sad nowadays that when you ask somebody to go out to eat, well, to me, if I said, Kimberly, let's go out and eat, to me, I'm asking you all to go out to eat, so I'm thinking I'm gonna pay.
That's why I don't ask nobody no more, because everybody always assumes that because I say let's get together and go out that you have to pay. No, where'd y'all get that from?
Right.
You know.
But if I'm asking you all, okay, I want you all to go out to eat with me. I'm gonna let you know I'm gonna pay for it.
Right.
You know, because like you said, let's go out to eat. Yeah, it could be that you're thinking that you're gonna pay or whatever. But sometimes when you ask people to go out to eat, they assume that you're going to pay for it.
Right. That's why I asked them.
And you might not, but I'll tell her, okay, then I'm taking you out to eat. I'm gonna pay for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like you said, when you say let's all go out to eat, everybody do a scene just because I said that.
Everybody
assumes
assumes now that everybody, the person who said it is the one that's responsible for the bill. Okay, well, let's go shopping. Okay, you buy me what I want. I mean, it's crazy now.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
You really have to
now.
say what you say, and not that you have to be broad with it, because a lot of time, if like you said, let's go shopping, they might assume that you're going to be buying them something,
right?
You know, or I just need you to go with me shopping, you know, like that. Maybe you have to say it like that, but nowadays people assume so much when you say things, and then a lot of people take advantage of you because you are nice, you know, and everything. But to me, this was ridiculous, because you're going to bring somebody there because this is a man, and you're assuming that he's going to pay for everybody else. No, you are out of order. To me, she was out of order to invite 23 people there and then think that he's going to pay for it just because he asked you out. I asked you out on a date.
Not them.
I didn't ask the 23 people out. So please, you all, when you all are, you know, on a blind date especially, I would have, if you scared, just have somebody to come in with you and you sit over there at that table.
I don't even think she couldn't have been scared. That was foolishness.
Yeah,
she probably saw that he looked as though he had
money,
a particular
persona to him or something.
Job, maybe he's wealthy, above measure, and so she's gonna. It didn't have to do with her being scared. She shouldn't have went out if she was that scared.
Right, and she shouldn't have brought 23 people.
She should have stayed at the house till she was unscared.
It's just so much going on in the world today with people that, I mean, you can't even be nice to people nowadays because they are trying to take advantage of your niceness. And you I mean, it's just hard to be nice. And sometimes when you're nice to people, they be like, is there something behind this?
Right.
You know, why are you being nice to me? Why can't people be nice to people without a catch behind her? You know, what do you want? You know, we might think that just because they being nice that they want something. No, some people are just good-hearted people and want to do something good to you, out for you, and not trying to get anything back from you. So on that note, what
let me ask a question. What happened? Did she, I mean, the $3,100?
She was stuck with the bill. She had to pay the bill.
Or she had everybody else get their money.
Or she had everybody else to pay their dinner. I know they would, but what if they didn't have no money?
They'd be there all night.
They gonna be in there washing dishes. But that is so embarrassing. And you know what? I think one of y'all said it. When you ask people to go out, they'll go and get the highest thing on the plate, and knowing that they can't afford that.
Right.
But now if I say, okay, then you can get anything on here that you want, that's a different thing.
Right.
But if I say, okay, Linda, get what you want, and then she go and get a steak, and then what made me mad, she don't eat all the steak.
Did that yesterday.
And don't eat all the steak. And go and get a steak and don't eat all of it.
I did though. I ate it for lunch.
I know you ate it for lunch, but some people will do that, and then they pick it up and let it go. I'm like, you ain't take but two pieces of food off of that, and this is a $25 steak, and here you are doing that. But I don't think you should take advantage of people just because they asked you to go out to eat.
No.
Eat what you normally would eat. I don't even try to experience stuff when I go out. When people ask me to go out, you know, you be like, I wonder how that tastes. Maybe I'll try this here because I'm not paying for it.
Order different stuff and taste.
Some people do that too. We'll do that.
Yeah, we do that. Yeah, we do that when we go out.
We'll all, Tia Purity might order some, I'll order something, and then we'll just take a little off each plate to see how it tastes, you know. Right. But I don't think that you should take advantage of someone just because they ask you out on a blind date, especially a blind date. So to me, if I was him, bye Felicia, I wouldn't even deal with that. But it's so much going on in the world.
Even if it's not a blind date.
Yeah, even if it's not a blind date.
Doing that.
You shouldn't do that. Okay, so in Arizona, they was at this bath and body thing.
Yeah.
And they was fighting. And they was fighting because of the fact that this person cut in line. Why would you, I know people are under a lot of stress or pressure or whatever, but this person cut in line and they got into a fight. Man, what is going on in the world today?
I have no.
This is crazy.
But I wonder if there was someone already in line, her friend. You know how sometimes you stand in line and then your friend go and get something and then she just come and stand by her.
The police said that they were fighting because the woman broke line. The woman came and got in front of her in a line in Arizona. The incident was started by someone cutting in line and led to employees and customers brawling in the Bath and Body Works store. This was in Arizona.
Wow.
I tell you, you can't even go into a Bath and Body. But why did the woman break in front of her?
Sale.
Maybe she thought she was just looking at something. Maybe she didn't think she was in line. But do we get that so off that if somebody break in line that you gonna just beat them up because they broke in front of you in line? Come on, y'all, we doing conversation chat. What do you think about that?
I wonder how did the worker get involved in that?
They was trying to pull them apart.
Oh, okay.
The workers was trying to pull them apart.
Okay.
Because the woman broke line is what they said.
And then she swung on the worker.
And then the police came in trying to break up everybody else. He come in trying to break the employees up. It was funny out here, y'all. It's funny. It's really funny how all of them on the floor and they all oh my God. Lord Jesus, have mercy.
No caption needed.
Wow, this is crazy too. Woo, we got to hit that one. But on this one,
let's say,
are we so stressed or we so upset that if somebody walk in front of us, that we go to fighting? Then that causes the employees to fight. Then the police he in there trying to pull them all apart. But what is going on with the world? We got fighting here. Then we got
killing
over here. In Allen, Texas,
today?
The guy just came in, started shooting and everything. He done killed all these people. 9 people end up dying, 7 at the place, 2 end up dying at the mall, and everything. And it's like, okay, what is going on in this world today? What is going on, y'all? It's just scary. You can't even go to Bath and Body and break in line. You go in a fight. Then you go over here. You can't go to the mall and having a good evening at the mall shopping.
Right.
And Kim loved to shop.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely gonna be praying now. I went to J.C. Penney and I had Glenn to go with me because I was scared to go by myself. Mm-hmm. So Glenn and I walked in. I thought about they gonna shoot both of us, So one of us needs to stay alive. But it's so sad now in the world today that you can't even go shopping without fear. For these people out on a Saturday, and here they are getting shot and killed at a mall. You can't go to the schools now without them shooting up. You can't even go to church without them shooting. You all better pay attention to the world. It's getting bad. You better get your life in order.
Yeah.
And then Kim just showed me this article about look like the pastor whooping the people.
Whooping?
He whooping them.
What do you mean whooping?
He is whooping the people. It said, Lord Jesus, have mercy.
Does he have a belt?
Yeah. He's whooping them. He got them laid out on the floor.
I'll be damn.
He whooping them.
I'm getting up.
Oh, and they not even moving.
Oh, Lord.
I think that's in another country, though.
It got to be. Wonder why they whoop, but they don't have no caption on this and stuff. But would you want a pastor whipping on you, even though I've heard that here in Metroplex, that some pastors probably have whipped some of their members? I don't think I'm going to have a pastor whipping me. I don't know. Let's talk about that. Do you want your pastor? Do the pastor have the right to whip on you? Even though it says here in 2 Timothy 3:16, all scripture is breathed out by God, breathed out by God.
Uh-huh.
And what is that? Profitable for teaching, for reproof, for correction, and for training in righteousness. Does that say he's supposed to whoop my behind if I do something wrong? I need you all to put some comments at the bottom of the screen.
No.
Do you feel that a pastor should whoop his members or even whip the members' children? I think the pastor may be a little bit out of order. What do you think?
I think there's just so many other churches to go to. You know, y'all can just leave at any time. I don't
Right.
think people realize that when they see foolery and foolishness, just leave.
Right.
For some reason, there's some conviction or some. I don't know what makes them sit there. Well, I mean, if it's foolishness, leave. There are 1,000 good churches to go to.
Right.
Well, you know,
There's no foolery, and they just sit there and they.
But you know, they always, especially a family church, you know, where my mom went here, my dad, you know, my aunt, my grandmother, and all. So they just try to keep it in the family. Although some of the times I had a friend, they was going to church Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I mentioned, I said, that's too much going to church. I said, that's just too much. She said, yeah, but he, you know, want to, I guess, keep them together. But regardless if you go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you got to have some type of life with your family at home. You know, I don't have anything against church, but everything is supposed to be decent and in order. And God don't mess around with foolishness.
No,
He
he
really
doesn't.
We know that. But
But should the pastor be whipping
no, the
on
pastor
the
should
members?
not. The pastor should not be putting his hands on the members. Period.
Pastor be putting his hand on nobody.
But
Right.
it says to lay hands on them.
Well, you can lay.
He
You're not
shouldn't
that
do
kind of
that. I mean,
hand.
nowadays he shouldn't do that. 2 Peter.
Not that kind of hand. Now he whipping them and they just standing still.
And they, I mean, on this here thing, he was whooping them, and they just not. They didn't even flinch. They just like, I guess they needed
They
it.
might be used to that.
They may be. That is too. Oh, that is too
And
controlling
somebody
to me.
decided to put that out there.
Probably did. That's
Right.
crazy.
You know, that is crazy.
But should a pastor correct or expose a church member openly in front of the congregation during a church service? Should he do that? I mean, if it's something wrong, should you talk to that person behind closed doors, or should you rebuke them out openly? What do you think about that on Conversation Chat with Elma, Kimberly, and Linda? What do you think?
No. I don't think. I'm trying to get
I think if they do it behind closed doors first,
Yeah.
and it persists,
Then
maybe. But if it's not causing no church split, heck, I mean, it depends on how large your church is.
Right.
I mean, if you got a church like Joel O.C., he ain't got time to be calling nobody out. He ain't got time to be answering all them. I mean, some churches, they just don't have time to do all that. They have
That's
other
right.
things going on.
no,
Right.
a lot.
Right.
Some pastors need a job. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Some of y'all need to work,
Yeah.
and you stay out of a whole lot of trouble because idleness
Right.
is double work. You need to be working somewhere
That's
full
right.
time, 40 hours a week. So by the time you come Sunday,
You too
at the end of the
tired.
week you tired.
Yeah.
As soon as you finish that message, you go to sleep. You tell all the
Right.
members you sleep. Like
Right.
And that's true, because soon as
Look,
we
Elma,
get
just
to
like
preaching, I'm
Elma.
tired.
Elma,
That's right.
That's
Just
it.
fall asleep, girl. I be going
and
home.
you
for a
eliminate
day.
so much
You're right.
foolishness.
Right.
First ladies need to be. Some of these first ladies need to be at work. Sorry, y'all. Y'all need to be at a job. You're doing 40 hours a week. So when the time you come home, you tired.
Right?
Because you focused on something else. Because you ended too much mess.
Yeah, because
It's too much
the
stuff.
moment you say the idle mind
Right.
of
It's
the
too much stuff
is the
stirred up.
devil worshiping.
Workshop.
It's
yeah,
too much stuff being.
it's too much.
It's too much stuff
And
being
then you're
stirred up.
depending on the members to take care of you and all of that. Soon one of them get mad at you, that time's gone out.
Yep.
Then what you
Yep.
gonna do? You know.
You gotta be wise. You gotta be wise.
Yeah, you have to be
Redeeming the
wise as a
time, 'cause
serpent
the
and
days
humble
are
as a dove.
evil. The days are evil.
Yes.
No, I think it's. And then you have to know, what is the rebuke on? Is it something that the pastor's doing that's inappropriate and someone decided to challenge him?
Right.
Because some pastors do need to be challenged.
That's right.
Because they have gotten away with so much foolery.
Thank you.
Abusing children, women.
Right.
That's right.
People who don't know the Bible. So if you're not studying the word, not so much to find fault in what someone's saying,
just
but to
studying the word.
understand what Jesus is saying to you.
Right.
Not so much to criticize anybody. You are going to be intimidated by anybody holding a mic.
Right.
Period. Right. It's just how it is. It's happened to all of us, even growing up. Mm-hmm. But then when you get to the point, you say, wait a minute, whoa. Jesus didn't say that. Okay, well, let me just tiptoe on out. And I've been in churches when I was young and I didn't know the word really well.
Right, come on.
And I knew something was inappropriate. Not get up, not to embarrass the person. And the person holding the mic, breathing all in his spitting, talking all out. I'm like, really? You know, they do all that crazy stuff because they feel like you're taking attention from them, and people gonna say something to them. That's because they're wrong. Their behavior, they're pacing all everywhere, standing on the chair, doing all this crazy. You know you're wrong. Right. So if I have the mic and I'm loud, it's gonna make everybody else scared and be intimidated to stand up and say something.
You're right.
People, fear locks them. It grips them. Yeah. But if you know what you're saying and you say it with confidence, then I'm through.
Right.
I mean, that's happened to me like 3 times when I was young. There was one incident. And I was really just going to work. And whoever the guy was, and I knew what he was doing was wrong. And he wanted to stop. It was a smaller setting. And then he wanted to give me some word. You know, that I was gonna have a heart murmur and I would die. I was like, no. And I didn't know that many scriptures, but I said, no, Jesus not doing that. He's not gonna do that. Right. You know, he didn't bring me here for me to hear that. Right. You know, I'm okay with what everybody else is believing. You know, I was probably like 19, 20. And he got so upset because I'm just trying to go to Family Dollar Store so I can clock in. That was really it. Right. I'm just trying to go to work. Why are you stopping me? Right. But I've seen that behavior so much that I can recognize it now as a child or an adult. But now people don't mess with me no more like they used to. Right. They don't mess with me anymore. Because I was like, no. I have a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto I do well, that if I take heed as a shining light that shines in the dark. This word is a far more sure word than anything somebody tells me from a pulpit. Right. Jesus, did you say it? Holy Spirit, did you confirm it in my spirit? And if we could just get people to that place where they know that Jesus is saying it, not a man. Because the Holy Spirit is going to confirm it. He will confirm it. He would have already been talking to you about this. Right. He's not going to stand you up in church and do all this weird stuff. But the Bible also says, for the foolishness of preaching. Some people want the foolishness. Right. So you're going to have a foolish preacher standing in the chair yelling and saying, point you out and spitting, and you know, you're going to have all these weird things because people don't realize that.
Wear your mask in case a blog get on you.
You don't have to be mad. You don't have to be mad about it.
Yeah.
Or upset about it. You can just know there's a knowing, there's an unction, there's an inward witness. Right. Okay, that's just Pastor in his flesh. Pastor in his flesh today. Right. And then you decide whether or not you're going to go with it or slide with it, because those things are affecting your children. And for so many years, we've just stayed in one spot, not realizing we were losing our families, we're losing our children. Right. Pastors have broken up marriages with their bad counseling. That's right, I said with your bad counseling. You know, families, children have left, gone astray because they didn't understand. So instead of the parent finding out, okay, well, let's break this down. Let's find out what does this really mean.
Get some explanation.
Let's get some understanding of this word. The mom is just so, or the wife or the woman is just so gun-ho and being right here. She'd rather lose her family. Remember one time I asked that question, why people serve the pastor
instead of
their family. Right. I mean, they have this undying, is it the position?
To be approved.
Okay, significance by the pastor, serving the pastor, being on the pastor committee. Well, I just want to know, what you going to pay me for my hours? I didn't got to the point, if you ain't paying me for my hours, don't ask me no questions. Am I gonna get $20 an hour for the time I'm here? Because so many people are being taken advantage of. Because everybody, I want to be a servant. I want to be a servant. I want to be a servant. Baby, you better get paid for those servant hours. Shoot.
Yeah.
And everybody's telling you gonna be blessed, but blessed.
Yeah.
Some things I just don't get. I don't mind volunteering in church. I don't have a problem with it. Raise my kids, taught them to do that. But I think so many people are being taken advantage of.
Right.
Because you think if you're volunteering and you're doing all these things in church that puts you in right relationship with God, and it doesn't.
And it doesn't.
No, it sure
doesn't.
does not. Because if you're not doing it from the heart,
right.
Whatever you do, it said you should do it from what? The heart. A lot of people are doing things now for position to be recognized.
Yes.
Oh, you know, I'm the pastor's secretary. I'm the pastor's this. But are you really doing it?
And then when you don't come and marry them, they mad because they've been on your committee.
Or if you tell them the truth.
Yeah.
Or if you pull them to the side.
You the one. You sent Linda to marry them, and I want Apostle. And I didn't want Linda to marry me.
Right.
Me and my husband.
But I
didn't
might
want
not
Linda
be able to do it all.
I didn't want Linda to officiate the funeral. Why Linda at the hospital?
But that's really why you have
People
ministers,
get mad about
assistants,
that.
people that
They
get
upset about it.
And a lot of people do get upset.
Oh, wait a minute. Or they lead a church. You got to lead a church. And why? And you, I thought you did all that stuff for God. But you constantly hear them saying over and over, all the stuff I did for them, all the stuff I did for them. Well, you said it was for God, but you keep saying all the stuff I did for them, all the stuff. And you be like, well, which one is it? Is it for God?
But why would you do it for them?
No, I be trying to figure that out.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Because that's what a lot of people do.
You're
and
right,
that's the first thing they'll say. You know,
I did this. I helped the pastor do this. I tied to the pastor. Did you tie to the pastor?
No, you might be tied to the church or God.
Did you get it?
Not to the pastor.
Pastor.
Because sometimes the pastor, well, we don't get nothing. You know,
I remember
but we get love.
We were at years ago, and the couple, I don't know what the wife was doing, never understood what happened. She was a secretary to the pastor, baby. She wrote them, she want all her tithes back. Yes, she did.
Wow.
They told her, I guess he told her she had to leave, whatever happened, dissension happened between them, baby. She wanted all her tithes back. Baby, she gonna strike a match on that church.
Wow.
She wanted all her tithes back.
So she didn't give it to for the right reason.
No.
You know, because it said bring ye tithe to the storehouse. So if you bringing it for him and trying to buy him. But you know, you got people that do try to buy the pastor. They'll try to take him out there, send him on trip, buy him clothes, buy him stuff.
You know, back in the day, it was buying them cars.
Oh yeah, they had to get
car.
the Cadillac.
Yeah,
they wore the Cadillac. But like you say, are you doing it?
Are you doing it because you're being led by the Spirit? And I'm 100% forgiving. I don't mind.
Yeah.
But when you get mad, you can't.
But you got to be led by the Spirit.
And once you get mad, we can tell whether it was the spirit or your flesh.
Right. Right.
That's true.
Right.
And then when you correct, but this one to get me, I just love you, Pastor.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I just love you. But soon as you ask them for love offering for the pastor or if they doing something for the pastor, they be the first one that want to talk down.
Yep.
Well, why we got to give money to the pastor? But you say you love the pastor, but why we got to do that? Why we got to send them on a cruise? Why we got to do it? If you don't want to do it, just be quiet.
Right.
You know, but...
And if you did it, just be quiet.
Do it out of love. Let the pastor get up and say it. Thank you all for giving to me. Thank you all for that.
That's it.
Let that person do that, you know. But my thing is, the question again is, should a pastor correct or expose a church member in front of the congregation? You know, we talk about this, and even though it tells us that we can correct them, you know, the Bible also says too in Matthew 18, 15, 17, if your brother or sister sins, go and point out their faults.
Right.
Just between the two of you.
Right.
If they listen to you, you have won them over. But if they will not listen, take one or two other along, so that every matter may be established by the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. If they still refuse to listen, tell it to the church. And if they refuse to listen even to the church, treat them as you would a pagan or a tax collector. Then Galatians 6, 1 and 2 says, brothers and sisters, if someone is caught in a sin, you who live by the Spirit should restore that person gently. But watch yourselves, or you also may be what? Tempted. That's what we was talking about earlier, Cameron. Carry each other's burdens. And in this way, you will fulfill the law of Christ. You have to be careful because you might be saying this and you might get caught up in the same thing too. Then James 5:19 and 20. My brothers and sisters, if one of you should wander from the truth and someone should bring that person back, remember this: whoever turns a sinner from the error of their ways will save them from death and cover over a multitude of sins. There's different ways you can rebuke people and everything.
Right.
God tells you how to do that. But even though you may disagree with the pastor disagree with you, he said, all thy getting, get a good understanding. How can they walk together unless they what? Agree. Okay? So talk to the person. Listen to that person. You might learn something too. And you might give them the right path to go on. So be slow to what? Speak. Right? Is it slow to speak?
Slow to
anger. And slow to anger.
Slow to anger.
Is that it? It's quick to be
hear.
Slow to speak and
Quick to hear.
Quick to hear or something like that. I got it. It's in the words. Y'all look it up. But anyway, it's in James too. But you want to make sure, I think if it was me, I would like to, we have a round table here, and we bring people into the round table. So, because some things I feel don't need to come into the congregation.
No, it does.
Some things need to be behind the closed door that you can correct somebody, because sometimes people are just unforgiving people. And if they hear something, they might start treating that person a different way because what they heard and everything. And all of us have sinned. So don't be so quick to judge and talk about somebody. Go to that person. Because sometimes hearsay is what it say. Hearsay. It's not coming from that person. You know what I'm saying? And we so quick to go to hearsay. Girl, did you hear what Kimberly said? Kimberly probably even said what they saying. And then this person, instead of going to Kimberly, she runs over here to Linda and talk about Kimberly. And Kimberly probably didn't say. So we have to be careful.
What you say.
What you say, how you say it. And if you don't understand, go to that person in love and say, you know what, Kimberly, I heard you said this about me. Is it true? And, just talk about it.
People don't say it with the intent. Like, I know my intent.
Right.
But a lot of times people take it with a different intent to the person.
Right.
And I've noticed that. I had said something to someone.
Right.
But I knew the intent that I said it. But when they repeated it to the other person.
It was a different atmosphere.
I said, that's not what I said, Lord, you know what? I did say this.
But
now I understand that's how she perceived it and told the other person. So I just apologized and went on.
Right.
Because I realized then the person that I thought was mature was really immature.
Right.
So they ran with it, didn't they? They went and told it, right? Yeah.
Because
and probably added to it.
And probably added to it. So the person did ask me about it.
Right.
And I said, oh man, she's really immature. I didn't realize how immature she was.
Right.
So I just chalked it up. I didn't try to explain, my intent was really this. I said, you know what, I did say it. And the person, well, why did you say it? Well, I couldn't tell if the person really want to know why I said it or if they were just more hurt more so than anything. But I just chalked it up. I apologized and I learned from that.
Right.
And even though the person's in a leadership position, I realized she was more immature than anything. Or I thought maybe the person didn't want me to establish a relationship with the other person. I noticed that a lot because they may have felt like I had a foothold or an edge or something over them. So I'm seeing a lot of that now. People that I see that are in leadership, I was like, oh man, they just in leadership because they know how to excel. They're not necessarily in that position because at the church because they have a personal relationship with God where they are developing and maturing and growing.
Right.
They know how to do this occupation that's needed in church. That's different. She may know finances.
Right.
Or this person may know accounting or what other auxiliaries y'all need in church or whatever you need, or you may need a teacher.
Right.
And I had to explain it to Stephen and Sebastian, just because somebody knows how to do their craft or they know how to teach, social studies, algebra, whatever, and they're in a position of authority, it doesn't mean that they're mature.
Right.
That's true.
In just social etiquette, social graces, and their behavior. So
That's
learn
true.
what you're studying, but don't necessarily. There are a lot of gray areas there.
Yes, you do.
That's true.
You do.
Some pastors may know how to do all that hooping and hollering, but they really don't know the new creation. They don't know the word. It just sounds good.
Right.
And for years, we get caught up into that.
Right.
Because on Sundays, we think that's it. But they're not telling you about the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ.
No, they're not.
I need to hear that in your sermon every Sunday. I need to know that you touched that. That Jesus is the Son of God, that God sent him, and that he was raised from the dead. And because if you be leaving that out your messages,
That's true.
Something wrong.
That's true.
you should be hearing that somewhere every Sunday throughout.
But you have to also realize that sometimes the minister, they try to take control of the audience instead of they try to please the audience instead of giving the word what God
is saying. They want to be
the Lord. They want friends. But you can't. But if you preaching and you preaching in the spirit, you can't please everyone.
You can't deny that death, burial, and resurrection.
Right.
They're gonna hear it because you want people to see him, not so much you.
There you go.
Right.
You're gonna hear it every Sunday. Every Sunday. I don't care how Pastor Evan preach it, teach it. That message is in there somewhere.
Right.
I don't care how he says it, it's in there.
Right.
Because I'm always listening. Because once that's gone, then okay, what you done got into now? What happened?
Yeah.
Right.
And but if you're not developing yourself to hear these things, you'll miss it. You'll sit and just listen to somebody
who miss it.
Man, the peanut butter was good last night.
Peanut butter and jelly,
and
they just be hollering and they don't hear nothing.
What kind? Somebody, Pastor, what kind was it? Skippy?
No,
but what kind of peanut butter?
I like Jill.
Y'all are crazy.
I like Jill.
But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed our conversation chat tonight. I tell you, there's so much going on between these two here. But anyway, please put your comments at the bottom of the screen because the world is going crazy.
Yes,
and we all need Jesus.
Amen.
And if you don't know him, Romans 10:9, we would like to introduce you to it. So read Romans 10:9. And as I've always heard, get into you a good Bible teaching church where they preach and teach Jesus, that he died and he rose again.
Right.
So until we see you again on the Talk of Life Talk Show with Elma, Kimberly, Linda, Jerome, and Tanisha, tune in every Monday and Thursday, 8 p.m. And hopefully you love conversation chat. Hopefully you will love conversation chat with us. Until we see you what? Face to face.
Good night.